Hello everybody, welcome back to 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. Today is day 10 and we have kind of a fun sketch by Lorraine Wilmot. Okay, sorry, I had to get it kind of in the middle here. I've got my camera moved a little bit. This is a fun little sketch which has a few different, well, it looks like a few different layers of like matting around the singular photo in the middle. So I have a singular photo, so this is going to work out pretty nicely, I hope, for today. So we also have, I don't know if these are supposed to be embellishments or like whatever back here, but I think you could do mixed media. You could cut out circles of paper. You could do clusters for all of those. I guess you could just do whatever it is that you feel like you like. So when I looked at this, I was trying to figure out how to do it. I really don't have like punches. I know I'm very low in the punch area with my scrapbooking tools. So I don't really have a lot of punches. I do have a Cricut, but I really didn't feel like trying to figure that out. So I think what I decided I was going to do is do some mixed media. I have this stencil, which came from, I think this is a Vicki Boutin stencil. Yes, Vicki Boutin stencil. And it's got like these nice size circle bits here. So I think what I'm going to try to do, and hopefully I don't destroy my paper doing this, but we'll see. I have an extra just in case I do. I've got my molding paste here. And I think I'm going to just create these circles on the back of a piece of cardstock. Probably this, like kind of, I don't know what color this is. Does it say? Let's check. Let's check and see what it says. Aquamarine. Okay, so this aquamarine cardstock from My Colors by Photoplay. And so I think I'm going to try to do that with this molding paste. And then once that dries, or at some point, I'm going to look at this color match. It looks beautiful. This is some Shimmers Slow Ocean. And I'm thinking about dabbing that onto the molding paste just to kind of give it a little shine and shimmer once I've got it there on the page. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. We'll see if it works out. So here's my photo. This is of my family a lot of years ago, probably about 17 years ago, because this little guy is 20 and a half right now. So this was quite a long time ago, but I liked it with these colors. I have the pinks and the yellows in my dress. We don't really have this blue, but for some reason it feels like it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and scrap that photo. And let me show you the collection I have here. I got this in a scrap room kit, and it was the June double shot kit. I have that on my little sticker here. June double shot kit from the scrap room. And it is a Photoplay collection called, let's see, called Hello Lovely. So the collection's called Hello Lovely. And these papers here are the ones I'm kind of looking at the moment. Maybe not this yellow. I'm kind of going back and forth on the yellow. So we'll see what I do. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking of taking the stripe, okay, and that be my big border, okay, and then coming in with the pink, a nice big chunky border here is what I'm thinking. Maybe not quite that big, maybe like that, I don't know. And then coming in with my aquamarine and just giving a skinny border with the pink, just kind of break it off. Do my mixed media on this sheet, and then fussy cutting out florals from part of this page to kind of sprinkle around and maybe go with some of these clusters. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe just have a floral within some of these clusters of circles. I don't really know. That's just kind of what's my thought process right now, and that I'm kind of leaning toward doing that. I would like to keep a little bit of this paper if I can, to be able to use it again on another layout, because it is really, really pretty. What's on the back here? Okay, so I'm fine. I'm fine cutting these out because this is really pretty. It's got nice script writing in the background and everything. So if I can, I'll save half of it and be able to use it again. But if not, that's okay, because, you know, I've got other papers here. I've got the lovely yellow. If I sneak the yellow in, I mean, I might sneak the yellow in at some point. I don't know. We'll see. But this is kind of my plan and kind of what I'm thinking I might do. For embellishments to add later, I have the sticker sheet that came with the double shot kit. So I'll see what I can pull from that and what might work. I'm sure some of these wordy bits will work. I could use smile for a title or awesome, or today was a good day. Well, actually it was not a good day. Maybe if I have time, no, I'll tell you now because I won't have time later. We were on our way to church. It was, maybe it was Veterans Day because my husband was in uniform, and they were doing some sort of military appreciation day at church. Anyway, so we went, and when I left to pick up this little guy from the nursery, he was not in the nursery. And of course I was like, what do you mean he's not here? We haven't come to pick him up yet. And that sent the church into a massive shutdown. Everything was locked up and closed, and then they sent everybody out looking for this little guy. After a while, I don't remember who found him. I don't remember if it was my husband, if it was me, or if it was somebody in the church because I was pretty frantic. He was out in the parking lot, just walking around in the parking lot. He had snuck out behind another parent that was picking up their children, and nobody noticed. This was the catalyst to change a lot of things about how they did check out at the nursery at church. So that was a very traumatic moment. So it wasn't a good day for me as a mom that day, but he is safe. He is good now, but it was a very scary time. So probably won't be using today was a good day because it really wasn't. But I do like this family photo, so I'm going to go ahead and scrap it anyway. Okay, so let me go ahead and I am going to get kind of all of those background pieces together. I'll come back so I can show you guys the process with the mixed media. Okay, be back in a moment. Okay, so I did go ahead and create my mats for underneath this aquamarine paper. I pulled up my glass mat because I'm going to go ahead, as you can see, and I'm going to do my mixed media first using my molding paste. Now, I did try one time here to overlap them to see how big of a mess it would make, and yeah, unfortunately, I think it made a little bit of a mess here up in this corner, but I am going to cover it up later, so it's not that big of a deal, but I wanted to try it out, see what it would look like, and I did not like it. So what I end up doing is I do the circles kind of far enough apart from each other, and then I come back after I dry some of these, and then I do some of the ones that overlap. I didn't end up liking most of the places where they overlapped. It just didn't turn out very well. It wouldn't sit very nicely. So you can see some of it up there is like whiter than the rest, and I just didn't care for it. So I do end up covering up most of those spots with some florals and some different things later. So it worked out okay. It still has the same idea going about with the circles in the background and everything. So here I am dabbing on just a little bit of that Slow Ocean Shimmers, and you can't see it as well here in the video as you can in person. It gives a nice little shimmer, and then of course it's not quite as white there on everything. So you can kind of see it there, it's just not super dark. So here what I've decided to do is to go ahead and put some splatters in the background. I'm going to go grab my splatter box so I don't get everything all over my desk. I learned my lesson about that, so now I go ahead and put it in this box whenever I'm going to do splatters. It's just not worth it getting it all over my wood and having to scrape it all off my fingernail, so this works really nicely. And I do a first little bit here, and they're kind of like small splatters, and then you'll see me here, I add some more water, and then these ones become a little bit bigger. Again, it's harder to see on the camera. Hopefully you will be able to see it in my close-ups later and when I have the still shots at the end. Okay, so everything is done and everything is dry. You can see a bit of those splatters there. So here I'm creating the part of the photo mat that was on the paper. They just like were papers that were askew. I used the stripy paper again, and I used what was on the back of that, which was a nice little floral on kind of like this salmony pink color. Oh, excuse me. It's kind of late, so I'm yawning now. These are the florals that I cut out of that really pretty aqua-like sheet that had all the different florals on it. And right now I'm kind of putting them around the page like I said I was going to, over top of some of those circles I almost treated them like they were their own little clusters here. Not really, but just to kind of build on that kind of random circular pattern that was on the sketch. And I just thought I could do it with the circles I made in the background with the mixed media and then with the florals. I fuss with these for quite a while. I do end up going off camera to glue them all down, and the configuration is just a little bit different. I didn't like how uniform it was looking here, and so I had to go off camera and kind of reconfigure a few things to allow myself so it doesn't look quite so bad. Sorry, I keep yawning. It's getting later and talking makes me yawn a little bit more. So I'm going to cut off here in just a minute because I've got to think through what I want to do. Most of these things are about where they're going to be, but they do end up, I just shift their location just a little bit to try to randomize it a bit more, but it still kind of ends up in a circular pattern as you can see here. But I don't really mind it because I moved some of the florals to like hang off the side a little bit more up onto the mats instead of staying right there on the aquamarine square like they were in the sketch. So here I'm just adding a few more embellishments. I did go with the title of Smile because that photo, even though it brings back kind of those traumatic memories, it does make me smile because I think my boys look cute and, you know, my husband and I look nice. We were all dressed up, and so it's a nice family photo. This was before our daughter was born and before we adopted her into our family. So she is not pictured yet. It was probably just before that time in our life. So probably one of the last pictures we had with just our boys, just as our family of 5 rather than 6. I'm just, like I said, I'm going through the sticker sheet and I'm just pulling different things off here. I did go ahead and I used, like I said, Smile for the title. And then underneath that, there's a little wordy bit that says every day. I grabbed a couple of the butterflies. There was like 2 butterflies, a pink one and a yellow one, and I stuck those on a couple of clusters, almost like in a diagonal pattern. Even though the clusters kind of go all over, I did not decorate all of the clusters with more things. I just did that one in the upper right hand and the one in the lower left hand. Those were the only ones that got something a little bit extra. Actually, I don't even remember if I put anything in the lower left hand because I can't see it here on my screen. So I may be lying. Here I am giving you the close-up because I'm done. I just decided I'm done. I wrote a little journaling about the traumatic experience, and that is it. It was a pretty quick page, even though it took me a bit with the mixed media needing to dry and stuff. But as far as embellishing went, I mostly just used the florals I cut out. So I hope y'all enjoyed this layout and that you get a little bit of inspiration. If you like what I do, make sure you hit subscribe and so that you can be notified. And don't forget to check out the playlist. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.